Hello, my name's Andreas and I'm all about designing and building a boat. In the last episode, I drew up a plan pretty much like this one here. And today, I want to turn this plan into this model. Okay, I'll jump right in. That's better. As you can see, the model is already built and unfortunately I don't have any footage from when I built it. So what I'm going to do, because I don't want to build another one, is I'm going to show you the steps in which I built this. Okay, let's start with the frame that is surrounding the model. And this will be actually part of the build later because I don't have a fancy workshop to build my boat in. This is going to be an outdoor project and therefore I need some support for all the structural members until the hull is finished. Okay, let's get started. I will be using a wood strip like this. And we'll cut it into 4 pieces and cut some notches in the edges of the wood strips. And then I will just glue them together. So it's time to get outdoors and use the bandsaw. So the next thing is to check the thickness of the material here and mark that distance here on this piece so that I know how deep the cut will be. And I do this of course for every corner and for every piece. Now I take a piece like this with the pencil marking on the top. And now I turn this 90 degrees because this is the way it goes into the bandsaw. And the thickness of the cut is coming from the top corner down. So I'm turning this like this. And now I'm taking the marking gauge and make a mark. Like so. Okay, and now I flip the thing over like so because I still want the pencil line to be on the left side later. And I do this again. Okay, next I need to determine the thickness of the material where the cut is going to be. So I'm taking the caliper and find it's like 12.6. Alright. So now I'm setting the marking gauge for a little over 4 mil. Okay. And now again, always turning it to the left and coming from the left, because this is my reference edge, I will now mark these 4 millimeters, like so. Okay, I've already done this because I tried this before and I had the footage was lost, so there you go. These are the lines. The line that marks the other cuts is again drawn from the left, and this time a little bit over 8 mil. The short pieces get a tongue and the long pieces a groove. And before I start cutting, I mark the axis to save me from disappointment later. Okay, the bandsaw is set up for the first cut. Now the markings that I made are good for both cutting the tongue and the groove. So now I have to make sure I always cut on the correct side, always towards the excess. it. And here is the complete frame, quickly fashioned out of a wood strip, by no means beautiful, and the only important feature here is that it is rectangular and that all the inside faces are square. Now I can move on, and the next step will be to cut out the main pieces of the model. And this will be part 2 of this episode.